My name is Rahz Slaughter. I'm a parenting and teen life coach and the creator of the Unstoppable Teenager Mindset System. And if you're watching this, I'm going to make the assumption that you're seeking some assistance with either your preteen or teen because they may be struggling with confidence, lack of motivation, discipline, or they just need a mentor to help guide them towards becoming unstoppable. I'd like to share with you Emily Miller's story and a little bit about her son Jackson, where she tells how life coaching has changed her son's life. Take a look at her story, and if you'd like to learn more, feel free to schedule a discovery session at the end of this video. Take care.
So my sister-in-law actually worked with one of your friends and colleagues. I think his name is Forrest, and just had a really great experience with him. It was both, mind and body coaching all at the same time, and she really loved it. I talked to her a little bit about just some of the things that we were dealing with Jackson at the time and some of his frustrations. And she was like, hey, let me call Forrest. He might know somebody. And I think it was within 20 minutes of talking to her, I had you on the phone. So definitely a match that was meant to be. Just your energy and knowing that you wanted to help. And I think that that's something that I don't see a lot from adults, especially wanting to help other people's children. A lot of times we're under this mindset of, I just want to help my kids, nobody else's kids. I'm struggling and trying to just do this on my own. I don't want to try to struggle and help other people's kids. And that's a mindset that I think even myself, I get stuck in sometimes if I have, a friend's kids over or something like that. But I just knew with your energy, your positive mindset, that you would be a perfect match for Jackson. I know I didn't even hesitate. I was like, great, let's get this started. Let's do this now. The biggest thing is his self-confidence. Coming into it, I think that was one of his biggest challenges as a kid with a physical disability, trying to navigate those preteen and teen years, because every kid wants to be normal and accepted. Mm-hmm. And he was having a really hard time wrapping his brain around that. So coming into that, he really struggled. And now, if you ask anybody, you never would know that that was something that he struggled with. And he is so confident, sometimes overly confident, that we need to dial him back a little bit. And I love that. That's one of the biggest things, the biggest takeaways. He's motivated to do things all the time now, and he's the first one that will say, hey, let's do this, or hey, let's do that. Where in the past, sometimes as a parent, we were trying to drag him to do things. Hey, come on, let's do this. Come on, let's do that. And in the time that we started talking with you, it was a very short amount of time that he started walking. I think 2 months before we met you I think he was 10. He was 10. He started walking. And before that, we were told he would never walk and he would never do those things. And just forming that relationship with you and being able to relate a little bit on some of those aspects, that was helpful for him. And he was determined to not only walk, but do it more and do it better and then do it all the time. He hasn't used his wheelchair since 2020. The biggest thing recently was riding a bike. So Jackson has a bike. It's a recumbent bike, so he kind of lays back a little in it, and it has 3 wheels. He hasn't ridden it for probably 2 years, if not more, because he fell on it pretty hard and scraped up his shoulder, his face, and just didn't have a pleasant time with that. And my husband has been riding his bike a lot, and I have started riding my bike a little bit more. And Jackson came to me one day after school and he said, I want to ride my bike today. And it was a Tuesday. I remember it was a Tuesday because he had to meet with you the next day. And then I figured out, this is something that you guys are probably talking about and you needed to do it to complete, the challenge that Rahz gave you. And, it may have been the last minute to do it, but he did it. And it wasn't something that I even knew about. He rode a mile, which is huge for him, and he loved it. He had a lot of fun, and he's ridden again since. So Jackson won a contest at school where he got 5 tickets to go to a Carolina Panthers game. We actually live at the very bottom of South Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina is pretty far away from us, about 4.5 hours on a good day. But we drove up there and got a hotel for the night, and then we flew Rahz in from Florida to surprise Jackson the morning of the game. So Rahz came to the game with us. I picked him up from the airport first, and then we brought him back to the hotel to eat some breakfast. And when Jackson was walking down to breakfast with Dad, Rahz and I were standing there, and I've got it on video, I think on Facebook somewhere, but it was amazing. And one of the best moments during that time, where I think it was right in the middle of the pandemic. I think it was 2021 maybe, and everybody was a little on edge about, masks and being together in a public space, but we didn't have any hesitation. It was so much fun. Let's do it. It definitely can't hurt anything. Do your research too. Rahz, always the best option, but I think that having another sounding board for a teen or preteen going through some of life's challenges, they don't want to hear it from their mom and dad. They really don't. They want somebody too that they can have a personal relationship with, and have some confidence in as well, and be able to confide in. Rahz doesn't tell me everything that he and Jack talk about. He'll tell me the really important things that I need to know, but I don't know exactly what goes on because I don't need to know. This is their personal time to grow and develop. And what I see is the fruit of what has come from the seeds planted by Rahz and Jackson during their time together. And that's really what I'm here for. And I really have enjoyed watching him grow over the past, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, I think, right? A little over 2 years. And he's always been amazing, but just seeing what he has matured into has been a joy to watch.